It had been a few days since Generation to not-so-berry heir Rosalie Bastianich arrived back to her hometown of Windenburg after her first term at the University of Britechester. It was safe to say that she had settled back into her childhood home with ease, and so had her friend Kimberley Petty. Kimmy took the liberty of waking up early to cook breakfast for the household and help out with some chores. She made a beautiful plate of sunny-side-up eggs before taking out the garbage and vacuuming the entire downstairs. She wanted to show Rosalie's family how much staying with them for the summer meant to her. She'd never been shown so much kindness in her rough life, nevertheless by strangers. Gwyneth came downstairs about an hour later, dressed head to toe and ready for her day, surprised to see Kimberly cleaning and the smell of fresh food in the air. Wow, she cooks and cleans. Maybe it'll be kind of nice to have Kimberly around. She was interrupted by Rosalie right as she was about to thank Kimberly. And it was in that moment when Kimmy called everyone to the kitchen table to come enjoy breakfast. But little Bella Westwood wouldn't be heading downstairs just yet. As she sat upstairs in her bedroom, Bella thought over and over again about the cruel things she said to her childhood bully, Kendra Smith, the day before on Copperdale High's football field. And as she thought about the whole ordeal, using Kendra's trauma against her, she smiled. Wait, last night over dinner, she was feeling quite terrible about the things she said. But now, it seemed like things took a turn. Kendra fucking deserved it. Why should she pity her? Kendra certainly wasn't pitying Bella when she was beating her up in the hallways. You know what? Bella wasn't sorry. It felt good seeing Kendra cry, and she would happily make her do it again. Or Bella just feels really shitty about everything and is in complete denial about it. Anyways, she eventually joined the family for breakfast. Everything looked phenomenal, but what wasn't phenomenal was Finley texting Rosalie concerning their next hangout. Still avoiding your fiancé, are we, Rosalie? Seems like nothing has changed in the past nearly 2 months since I posted the last episode. Rosalie told Finley that she would think about it and text him later. She was enjoying breakfast with the family, and it was during this mealtime when Kimmy really got personal with everybody in the household. She told them all about her life, growing up in foster care, never knowing her birth parents, and how she's getting a history degree so she can become a school teacher. She loves kids and wants to help give them an education she never had. Everybody really seemed to enjoy Kimmy's presence, not to mention her cooking. Gwyneth became so comfortable with Kimmy that she even opened up slightly about Joseph. Really, Tanisha, at family breakfast, right in front of my eggs. Well, it's safe to assume that they would burn off the calories from their meal in no time. Gwyneth thanked Kimmy for the lovely breakfast before excusing themselves so that they could fold laundry. Kimmy then used this time to start cleaning up all the dishes, leaving Rosalie and Bella alone with one another. Rosalie went ahead and asked how things were at school, if she had any new friends, how her grades were, any romances. She really wanted to catch up with her baby sister. She needed to know everything. And Kimberly really needs to go to therapy. I know Gwyneth and Tanisha are the hottest Sims on the planet, but this level of woohoo addiction is concerning. Bella told Rosalie that things were fine at school and her grades were overall good. She still had no idea what she was majoring in for college. As for romances, well, should she tell Rosalie about Kendra? She didn't use any names, but Bella told Rosalie about how this really terrible Sim has a crush on Bella. And it's the most revolting thing in the world. Rosalie was intrigued. She believed Bella when she said that this Sim was terrible, that maybe she should get to know them better and decide for herself. Bella's never talked about somebody having romantic interest in her. Maybe this was a chance to explore it. Bella was stunned that this was Rosalie's response. She was hoping the two of them could equally hate on Kendra together, but it seemed like she was wrong, and that got Bella thinking again. Now Kimmy, I know damn well you ain't standing outside of Gwyneth's door to listen to them bumping purses. This might be the worst case of down bad I've ever witnessed in this game. Whatever. Bella wasn't going to worry about Rosalie's stupid thought process right now. Tonight was prom, the last night of her miserable high school life where she'd have to share a space with the entire student body. She would be going without a date, of course. In typical Bella Westwood fashion, she finished up some of her weekend homework, checked on the status of her college applications, and researched potential majors that caught her attention. Art history, villainy, and surprisingly, biology. Like her mom Gwyneth, it would be fun to explore Sixham and learn more about the place she originated from. After she was done, she took the smelliest torpedo shit in hers and Rosalie's shared bathroom and began getting ready for the prom. While Rosalie was away, Bella and Gwyneth went shopping for prom dresses together. Bella wanted something basic, something that wouldn't draw much attention to herself, but her mother Gwyneth begged to let her buy her something much more extravagant. To avoid hearing her mum's bitching, she agreed to let her buy the dress. And maybe because Bella secretly liked it, she actually thought she looked really nice in it. Afterwards, it was time for pictures. Big sister Rosalie capturing every moment she possibly could of Bella in her dress, and lots of selfies. Rosalie told her sister how beautiful she looks and how much she loved her dress. Blue was definitely her color. Bella really appreciated the compliments. Hopefully this wouldn't sound too mushy, but Rosalie had to express to her sister how much she loved and cared for her and their relationship. Things have been so rocky between them lately, and she didn't know why. She vocalized how important it was to her that the two of them have a healthy relationship, and how Bella needs to tell her if there's a problem. She wanted them to be close. Joseph is gone. All they have left is their mums and each other. Bella was surprised to hear her sister be so vulnerable with her. This must really mean a lot to her. It's true, things have been rocky between them, and Bella knew that it was her fault. She's a bitch and she knows it. She gets angry so easily and takes it out on everybody when she doesn't mean to. She doesn't know why she's like this, but it's something about herself that she's secretly always hated. No wonder she has no fucking friends. She's the problem. Maybe this conversation with her sister is the reality check she needed, and maybe Kendra spilling her guts to Bella about her feelings was something she needed as well. Fuck, she thought. Maybe she should forgive Kendra after all. Shortly after this revelation, Bella was on her way to prom, with one thing and only one thing on her mind: the buffet table. Ah yes, the glorious buffet table. Oh, and Kendra, of course. She eventually found her, standing by her lonesome near the voting booth. Why wasn't her clique by her side? Bella found Kendra looking absolutely breathtaking. She was so nervous about going up to talk to her. What could she possibly say? Sorry for using your trauma against you. Please forgive me. She simply couldn't do it, not with Kendra looking like an ethereal goddess. She went around to talk with some acquaintances, but no matter how hard she tried to focus on her conversations, all she could think about was Kendra. For once, she was finally letting go of all of her resentment towards her and instead embracing the things she enjoyed about Kendra. She liked her sense of fashion. Her eyes were pretty. She was jealous of how thick and luscious her hair was, how perfectly it swayed in the wind, her great posture, her nice body, and how it looked in the golden dress she was wearing. Damn. She does in fact like Kendra. Fuck. Why is everybody at this prom bumping and grinding with each other? The crowd's senseless grown behavior and Bella's deep thoughts were interrupted by the principal's voice on the loudspeaker, calling everybody over to announce prom royalty and jester. Oh, so we're not gonna address all the students of yours that were just dry humping on the dance floor. These two losers won the vote. Quite literally have never seen this sim in my entire life. Even as she stood just inches away from Kendra inside the dance hall just moments ago, Bella still hadn't mustered up any courage to tap her on the shoulder and talk to her. She was genuinely such a coward. She said something horrific and couldn't even own up to it. Prom was over, but it must have been her lucky day, because, lo and behold, Kendra Smith was walking out of the dance hall and in Bella's direction, and she had that walk of confidence and big smile on her face like she always had. She sat in silence with Bella for a few moments before attempting to begin a conversation. She didn't really know what to say, considering how terrible things went the last time she came up to talk to her, so Bella went ahead and spat out what was on her mind instead, she apologized. And yes, she actually meant it. Kendra wasn't the most forgiving towards Bella at first. She kind of wished she didn't bring it up at all and they could just forget about it. But Bella didn't want to forget about it. What she said was so entirely fucked up, and she felt like shit because of it. Bella may have her issues with her, but she didn't deserve that truly. Kendra didn't say much for a few moments, but she did have a question. She had been confronted by several Sims at school the past couple of days about the rumors she spreads about Woohoo, and a few of them told her Bella was the source. Though she was terrified of the answer, she had to ask Bella. How many Sims did she tell about the police officer? Bella couldn't believe Kendra felt the need to ask her that. She made it clear to Kendra she would never, ever tell anybody about what that police officer did to her. Bella has some fucked up morals, but that is a line even she wouldn't dare cross. Bella didn't want to sound pushy, but if it helps, Kendra can talk to her about it. She won't judge, she can handle it. Kendra explained that she's never told anyone about it. Well, no one close to her, that is, but since she's offering, Kendra went on to tell Bella everything, from start to finish, what exactly happened that night driving with the police officer, how he's held it over her head since, his name, his age, what he looks like, everything. She's so used to their agreement now that it honestly doesn't affect her anymore. If anything, she's just numb as it happens. She pictures it as a job or a chore she just has to get done. They meet up once a month. He pretends to be a nice guy, whining and dining her, and she'll drink as much as she can, so by the time they head back to his place or to a hotel, she's so incredibly drunk that the act passes like nothing. It's just something she has to do. Bella felt just as sick hearing Kendra talk about it as she felt reading about it in her diary. She could tell this was killing her just by talking about it. Perhaps they should get out of this rain, go somewhere drier, and talk about something else. The new friends headed on over to Thriftier, still dressed head to toe in their designer fits. Bella didn't speak another word about Colton, the man abusing Kendra. Instead, they talked about fun things, about themselves. Bella learned so much about Kendra in that little boba shop, much more than she expected, and certain things shocked her. She found out what Kendra's traits were, one of them being sexist. Sexist is crazy, but I completely understand. Kendra dedicates a lot of her time to her Simstagram account she runs. She uses her platform, one that's amassed over 500,000 followers, to speak on women's rights, spread awareness for women's issues and sexual violence, and raise money for women's shelters. She is a frequent attendee of feminist rallies and events. She has no plans for college right now. She wants to continue dedicating her life to female liberation, and she has a lot more planned. It's one of the few things she's passionate about. Her devotion transcending through her after what's been happening with Colton. Besides that, Bella found out that Kendra is an Aquarius, an atheist, and a lesbian. Wow, Bella thought. She hates men, is into astrology, doesn't believe in God, and is a member of the LGBT. Here she was thinking this entire time that she was a Republican. Kendra couldn't help but feel partially insulted by that comment, but she understands. She doesn't necessarily give off lesbian energy, but she promised her she was very much into women. And that's when Bella made a confession, one that she too had never told another living soul. She didn't really know what her sexuality was. Kendra said that was completely okay. She doesn't have to know right away, but Kendra wouldn't mind helping her figure that out if she was interested, and that's when the flirting began.
Kankuya Marinai?
Hanka Thori.
Larkin. Tenoba. Kipuna. Kluba Gloom.
Rishi. Oi, a blish.
The two flirted and talked for hours, giggling and gossiping and completely forgetting about all their troubles for just a few blissful moments. Bella hadn't even realized she'd been blushing, and she also hadn't realized that it was time for her to start heading home. But she truly didn't want to leave. She wanted to know so much more. She wanted to get all in between the nooks and crannies of Kendra's vivid mind. She had so many more questions. She yearned for all the answers. But Kendra said that could wait. They can't keep talking to each other if Belle is grounded. So they walked with each other out to the center of the neighborhood, Kendra stopping Bella to tell her that she would miss her and that she had a fun time with her tonight. Talking with her was so much better than a tacky prom could ever be. Would it be okay if she kisses her now?
Febne Lovo. Ogalam.